Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Hello everyone and welcome to your English class. In our lesson today, we'll continue with our second unit. Our lesson today is the for meaning and function in your books, page 30 and 31. All you need for the lesson today is your books, page 30 and 31, a sheet of paper and a pen to take down your notes. So let's get started. By the end of today's lesson, you will be able to differentiate between the present and the future conditionals. Also, you will be able to form sentences to express necessity and the lack of necessity. Okay, so let's get started. Let's speak about the conditionals. From the story that we've discussed already, we have these sentences. We will say in here, if it rains, the weather gets colder. Also, if I go home on foot, I will get wet. And also, if I go home on foot, I might slip and fall. So, for these sentences, we call them the conditional sentences because they all start with F. F conditional sentences. However, the F conditionals consist of two clauses. This is the first one. It rains, and the result, the weather gets colder, which is the result. And the second and the third one, the conditional is go home on foot, and the result, weather will get wet, or I might slip and fall. So in each conditional, we're having an F clause, and what will happen if we've got this one? The result clause. The result clause on the other part. However, the result clause will be different depending on the meaning of the sentence. So, the F clause will be followed by a comma, then we will have the result clause. And just like any other clause, we can change the order, the idea of conversion. We can start with the result clause, however, we're not going to need here a comma. So the F clause or the conditional clause will come later. If I go home on foot, comma, I will get wet. Or you can change the order, I will get wet if I go home on foot. Okay, let's take them one by one. If you throw something into the air, it falls down. Let's imagine that I'm having this pen and I will throw it. What could happen? It will fall. Is there any other option other than falling? Maybe it will fly. Would it fly maybe today or tomorrow? It will never happen. It's only one result. Whenever you throw something or you leave something because of gravity, and this is science, it falls. So there is no other options. We don't have any other options, whether it will float or it will fly, it always falls. So if it is conditional type 0, which is the conditional present, we're having it starts with F followed by the simple present tense. Notice here, because we have you, so we used throw. It's not throwing or through. Then here, this is the conditional sentence. It will be followed by a comma. Then the result clause, it falls down. So in here, it will be also in the present tense. If you still remember the usage of the present simple, it means that something that will always happen, regular, it will never change. I live in Saudi Arabia. There is no chance, no plan that I am about to change this thing. Not like the ing form, it means that something that is about to change. So simple present, that is fixed, it will not change. So if we're having something that is a fact, like boiling water, if you heat water, it boils. If you, let's say, if you freeze water, if you put the water into the freezer, it freezes. This is fact. There is no chance to change it. Okay, So, in your books, page 31, conditional sentences with present and future forms. Use conditional sentences with F to talk about real causes and result. The cause is walking and the result is getting wet. In these cases, you can also use when in place of F. So, change F with when. The present fact. Use the simple present in both clauses. Like here, when a meteorite enters the Earth's atmosphere, chemical interactions and gases cause it to heat up and form a fireball. Whenever we have it enters, this one is going to cause. So always the same result. We're not going to say today the result is going to be different than tomorrow or it was different than yesterday. No, that result is always the same regardless of who's doing the action. Okay, let's look into this sentence. Present facts. If you do not water the plant, here let's notice the F conditional, the F sentence, it is do not. Simple present tense. What is the result? No water in this plant. Would it grow? No. The only result that we will have, it dies. When you tell me that it dies, there is no other options. It only the result will be it dies. The following, if you heat water, it boils. I will have heat underneath the water. What is the result? If you heat water, what could happen? It boils. We will have boiling water. Do we have other options? No, not really. So in the first sentence, in the F clause, we will have simple present, and here as well as in the second clause, we will have simple present. You are telling me that this is a fact, it's not going to change. Okay, the second one. If she invites me, I will go. And you are telling me that if a friend invites you, I will go. You will go. Are there other options? Whenever we're having relations between people, people are different. I will go. I will apologize. I might go. So, possibility. So, in here, this is the first conditional. If the first one is in the present simple and it is about things that can change, it's not a fact. So, the following will be, we can use will here. You can use any modal auxiliary, by the way. I will go. Maybe you will say, I will go. However, for me, I will say no. I will apologize. Maybe another one will say, I will feel happy. Okay? So, this is the first conditional. In your books, page 31, use conditional sentences with F to talk about the real clauses and the results. And here, the future facts. For the future, we use the simple present in the F clause, the first one, and the future with will in the result clause. So the other one will be well. Why is it well? Because things are different between you and me, between people. So, if you don't leave now, you will be late. Maybe if you don't leave now, I will feel mad at you. If you don't leave now, you might be late. Okay? We're having also, we can use may or might. It's not always will. Sometimes you can replace the will with may or might. It depends on you and the meaning of the sentence that you want to form. So, you can use may or might in the result clause to suggest that something is possible, but not certain, not sure. If you see a meteorite falling through the sky, it may be a stony meteorite, or it might be an iron meteorite. So, maybe this or maybe that. If you see something falling from the sky, I will tell you it might be a UFO. You will tell me it may be a meteorite. I am telling you about possibilities. Things that are not fixed, they are changeable. Let's try to do this. If you go out tonight, watch a movie. If I go out tonight watching a movie, this is possible. So we can say, I might watch a movie. For you, maybe you will tell no. I well watch a movie, much more certain. Or I will tell you, I may meet a friend. Then, if my friend come, I will be happy. Notice here we will have the future, and the first one, which is the F clause, will be if my friend comes, because we're having only one friend in here. If a friend comes, I will be very happy. If she forgets her homework, she lose mark. We will have here losing mark if you forget your homework. She will lose marks. Maybe the teacher wouldn't attend, or maybe she won't get caught. The other one, if you ask George, he help you. Possibility, he may help you. And if I know George very well and he's a helpful person, I will say he will help you. So if it is not something that is not fixed, you are not very sure about it, it's not scientific fact, you can use will, may, or might. Okay, so to summarize this, the F clause and the result clause, we always start with F. Then it will be followed by the present tense. It could be other than the present tense, but our focus will be on the present tense. Then the result could be present if it is a fact, just like if you heat water, it boils. If you heat water, it boils. And here, there is no other options. And also, we can use will. We can use will like, if I see a friend, I will say hi. Maybe other one will say, I will say hello, or I will hug them. Or we have the option of may or might, if it is possible. If I see a friend, I may shake hands. So whether it's a fact or something that is changeable, you can use whether present because it is something that is fixed, or for possibility you can use the others. Okay. Now in your books, page 31, exercise C, complete the sentences, use the simple present tense and will, may or might in the second clause. So at the beginning you will use always present with the F clause, and the other one you're having the option with the present if it were a fact, or may, might, or will if we're having if it is an option. When you heat water to 100 degrees Celsius, it boils. Notice here the idea is actually a fact. We don't have other options. So if you heat water to 100 degrees, it boils. It will be boils. We can't use will because this is not an option. If they climb up to 4,000 meters, they need oxygen. What do you think? If you climb to 4,000 meters, do you always need oxygen? So here we will use climb because it is not present, and here they need because there is no other option. Maybe you will say they won't need it. No, they need oxygen. Then if you see a falling star, it be a meteorite. If you see, this one should be in the present, it be a meteorite. What do you think? Something falling from the sky. It may be a meteorite. Possibility. Maybe for me, I will tell you, no, it is a falling star. It could be a meteorite or any other thing. If you get this HD television, we see the game better. So the first part will be, if you get this HD TV, we see the game better. Is this something that is fixed? No. So we will see the game better. Maybe I will tell you we will see the movie better. Or the other will tell we might enjoy our time. When you mix flour and water, this one should be in the present, you end up with batter. The batter, which is the mixture itself. So you will end up, because if we're having different ingredients, we will have other than a batter. It could be a dough if we're having different ingredients or different measurements of the ingredients. So read the whole sentence, always read the whole sentence and decide, is it fact or not a fact? Okay, let's try to do this. If you heat water, it evaporates or it will evaporate. We will have the idea of evaporation, turn into steam. So It evaporates. Why evaporates? Because this is a scientific fact. Anything related to science, so it will be present and present. If Susan has time, she, her email. She checks or might check. What do you think? In here, she might check her email. For me, I think that Susan will not check her email if she is free. If you too much eat or will eat, they might feel sick or you might feel sick. And here we can use if you eat. For our focus in this lesson, the first part will be in the present, and because this one is may, so that one is going to be in the present. If it isn't sunny tomorrow, it is not sunny tomorrow, go to the beach. We don't, we want. Can we use present or future? Do or will? Here we will use we want. We will not go to the beach. If this project goes or will go well, I will get a better mark. If it goes well, if it works well, I will get a better mark. Okay, back to the same story in here, and we will have some sentences from it. We're having here, I need to call a taxi before midnight. And also, I don't need to call a taxi because my father is coming to pick me up. I have to go back home soon. So, in all of these sentences, what is the function of the sentence? What are we trying to tell, or the speaker is trying to tell? To tell me whether the thing that she or he is doing is necessary, it's important, or it's not that important. So speaking about necessity, things that are important, or lack of necessity, things that are not that important. So to express necessity and the lack of necessity, let's take this example. What should I do if I see something strange in the sky? Let's imagine you were having a walk, then you saw something strange in the sky. You don't know what this thing is. What some advice that we can give? We can say video or photograph the object in the sky, call an expert to get their opinion, or don't worry about it. Okay? We can use certain modal auxiliaries to express whether this thing is necessary or it is not necessary. So we can say, you need to video or photograph the object. Call an expert. You have to call an expert to get their opinion. How about don't worry, the negative one of them? You don't need to worry. So we're having three options. Two of them are for things that are necessary. You need to, and higher, you have to. If you don't need to, just use don't need to and focus on the use of the verb. And here we use the base form of the verb. Video, call, not calling, worry, not worries. Okay, the base form of the verb, which is the present tense of the verb. And here, what should you do if you find a meteorite? You were walking in the park and you found a meteorite. You're sure that it's a meteorite. What advice can we give? For me, I would say don't worry. It is all okay. Maybe photograph the rock. Describe the exact location. Measure the rock if it is possible. Report the find to the Meteorological Institute, and don't panic. We can use in here, you need to photograph it. You have to describe the exact location. You need to measure the rock, and you have to report it. And for don't panic, you don't need to panic. It depends on your choice whether this is higher necessity or less than that. The most important is to use the base form of the verb. Photograph, describe, measure, report, and we're having also panic. Always use the base form of the verb. Okay, in your books, page 31, what should I do if I see something strange in the sky? You need to video or photograph it. if you have a camera or a phone. Notice we have used need to with video. Photograph, the verb. You have to call an expert to get their opinion. Have to, and we have used call, the base form of the verb. You don't need to, and the short form, the contracted form, needn't worry. You can use worry. Strange things fall out of the sky on a regular basis all around the world. So you don't need to worry about it. It is all okay. Here in your books, page 31, read a college professor's notes on what to do if you find a meteorite. So these are the advice from an expert. What should I do if I find a meteorite? Photograph the rock. Describe the exact location. Measure the rock if it is possible. Report the find to the Meteorological Institute. And don't panic, it's very common for rocks to fall from outer space on Earth. So these are from an expert. We can change these now into using necessity and lack of necessity. Now, write his advice in full sentences using the models to express necessity and lack of necessity. If you think that you have found a meteorite, you must photograph it. You have to describe the exact location. You need to measure the rock if it is possible, and you need to report it. And we're having here, you don't need to panic. Notice that we have used these models, have to, need to, and don't need to or needn't, followed by the base form of the verb. Photograph, describe, measure, we're having report, and you don't need or needn't to panic. So in here we have used the base form of the verb. Okay? For your homework, refer to your books, page 87 in your books, exercise L. So exercise L in your books, page 87. Okay? I guess that is it for the lesson today, and thank you so much for your time.